Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a collaboration with my good friend Annie from Crafting with Indie Annie Jones, and we are doing shabby chic DIYs. Now I have 3 projects and 2 of them are thrift flips, and the other one is something I've had for many years and it got broken, so I fixed it and now it's gone shabby chic. So let's get started. My first project is this suitcase that I got from Goodwill many years ago, and I always just laid other things on top of it so you couldn't see how nasty it looks. It does have a pretty good inside here, just not the best coloring. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to take all these little strappings off. I'm just going to probably have to cut them off. And it's going to get painted and probably put some scrapbooking paper on here. I wish I could keep this design here, but you can see it doesn't line up correctly for some reason. There's a flaw in it. So I'm just going to put paper over it instead. And then I got to take this off too. All right, let's see how it looks all painted. So here it is. I used my Toasted Poppy Seed chalk paint, and I took my Swan White chalk paint on here. And I just have my stencil brush here. It's very dry. Just going to put some on, wipe it off on the paper towel, and then just brush it on. Let's get a little bit more on. And I am going over all the hardware. And these are the spots that I just want to have that look more of a grayish color, you know, that little shabby chic. I wanted to do it with the white and then the gray over top, but the color kept coming through. I thought it'd be more of a pinkish color, but it turned out to be yellow and I just couldn't get it covered. So I used the dark gray, that's okay. Just do it the opposite of what I normally do. And so here's how everything is looking, and I will be doing the handle later. So let's get started on some scrapbook paper. I'm going to use Mod Podge here, and these are some papers that I found on that Creative Fabrica that I printed off, and I cut them to size. And I love these roses, just love the color. And they have the gray in it already, so that does coordinate with the suitcase. Just going to get a lot of Mod Podge on here. I'm going to put a little bit here at the top and the bottom. And I do have to do this in 2 pieces, unfortunately. It's just not long enough, the way it prints off. So we'll get this lined up here. And I printed off another piece that will kind of coordinate enough with it. Let's get this all pushed down. And I know I'm going to see the lines from that diamond design, but that's okay. This is the other piece here. I'm going to start it down here and wrap it around. And I did do, as you can see, I tore the edges here so you don't have that straight line. Get this on here. It's just not wanting to go straight. It's not very even. All right, now I want to put this polka dot one. It's a gray polka dot in the center here, and this will go on the other side. So I have everything done, and they also have this where you can print it a little bit smaller. It's a 5x7 sheet with the corners, because I'm going to put some corners on this. I didn't want to do too much of a pattern on here because I'm going to be putting some ribbon where those leather pieces were at. So I do want to tear this so it will blend in better. Let's get this all torn. Okay. And I'm going to Mod Podge it on right here. Let's get some Mod Podge on here real quick. Okay. And we'll set it right there. I have to put a little bit more there. Okay. Now I want to put one down in this other corner. So I have everything on here, and I thought it would be pretty with some lace over here. Because, you know, we got to shabby chic it up some more. Got to have some lace. So I'm just hot gluing this lace that I already have. Okay, and I'm going to cut this on an angle the best I can. Here we go. Tack that down. And then I'm going to have to cut this piece the opposite on the angle so I can corner them. I'm just going to go to this edge right here and cut it, because I will be putting something else next to the lace here. I'm going to trim just a little bit more here. And then I need to do the rest of this. And here's how it turned out. Now I want to put the pearls here. Let's open this up because I need to start down at this end. We're just going to start it at the very bottom and hot glue all of this up to here. Let's get it going here. And I will be cutting it at the corner. So I'm just going to glue it to the corner here and then cut it off. Okay, now we're going to do it here. And I'm going through the whole thing. I'm not going to be piecing it like I did the lace. We're just going to continue on. Grab it here. Okay. And we'll get it all the way to the corner and then cut it off. Let's get the rest of this glued. All right, so I'll be finishing up the rest of the pearls. Got to hurry here for that glue dries. Okay. And let's turn it this way. And we need to trim it. All right, let's get the rest of this glued on. And I will be continuing on the bottom of the suitcase also with the beads. Now that that's all done, I'm going to be doing some ribbon here. And unfortunately I couldn't get these off, so I'm just going to have to hot glue here. And we're just going to go the next piece, put some hot glue there, and I'm going to fold it over, put a little bit of glue here, push it down, and go over here. I'm just going to continue this on. Okay, then I need to bring this down to the other side here. I'm going to flip it here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then I need to cut this off. And then I need to go over here and start this side. I'm going to do the same thing. And I do have something to cover this up because I know this isn't very pretty. Let's get this one over here done. So I think this looks really cute. I didn't want to do too much of a pattern like I did on the outer pieces because of the ribbon. I kind of just wanted to have it the way I did it. I think that was enough, doing it that way, instead of the opposite way of having more of a pattern down the middle and lighter colors on the edges. And we'll get this last one done. And of course I will be doing it underneath the handle also. Alright, so I have this all done, but I got to cover these up. So my idea is I have this lace trim with these pretty roses on it, little flowers with roses, and I just cut them off there, and I'm going to be hot gluing those on. But I don't like the gold. I'm going to paint it a silver color with my craft paint first. I think that will blend in better. Okay, so I have these all painted, as you can see. It's not the bright gold anymore. And I'm just going to hot glue these on. And I'm just making sure that I get them tacked down where the ribbon is touching. There, okay. It kind of helps hold it in too. Let's get all these on. Okay. So these are the other pieces that were in between the roses, and I'm just going to hot glue these in the corner like so. I want a little bit more lace and pearls here, and do them at these corners also. Okay. And then I'm going to also use some down below too. So let's see how it looks. Alright, so here's the top. This is so pretty. I went ahead and used some of my little half pearls. This kind of moved. I didn't want to hot glue them yet because I wasn't sure if I want to keep it on, so they're just pressed on. You can see that I used some more of that here, but only glued it at the top, so you can open it up, and then I put 4 of the roses down at the bottom. Well, what do you think about the suitcase? Were you asking yourself, did she do it or did she not? You know what I'm talking about. Did I actually do anything to the inside of the suitcase? What do you think? Put it down in the comments below, and towards the end of the video, we will check and see if there is something on the inside of the suitcase. Now let's get on with the other projects. Now my next project is another thrift flip. This is something I got a long time ago, and it's only like $3.95, which is a great price. And this is Tuscan. I had this on the house that we lived in the foothills that had the library with all the dark wood, and it looked perfect in there. But now we're going to go shabby chic with it. And I'm just going to paint it right now. So you know what? This is how it turned out. I can't believe it. So you can see the whole color. This is just a couple of coats of this swan white, and it was diluted down just a little bit, and I love it. I don't need to do any more to it. And I like how you can still see the crackle. So I'm going to take the half pearl beads here, and we'll go to start at this end. And I'm just going to stick them on here. On the little bump outs. I think this will look really pretty. Let's put another row on here. Just continue it. Start at the bottom, continue at the top. I need to turn this a little bit more so I can see what I'm doing. Try to get that on there. All right. And get some more on there. And I will do all of them, and I might do some down in the middle. So here's how it looks right now. I think this is really pretty. I thought about putting some down the middle. I kind of laid some there, and I just thought it was way too much. But I want to do something over here, and I don't want to do the pearls again. So I think I'm just going to put some lace on the edges instead. All right, so I have this little lace here, and it kind of blends in with the coloring. I'm just going to use my hot glue gun here, and we're just going to glue it down. You know, so a wall pocket like this, if it didn't have a lot of texture, you know, like I have that little leaf pattern down there with textured, would look really cute to do your little sections differently with some scrapbook paper. But, you know, with my texturing here, it's a little hard to do that. I could do a little bit at the top, but, you know, if you put in some greenery that hangs over, you're not going to see all that. So, and let's finish down at the bottom here. Okay, I'm going to cut it off, and I will do the other side. Okay. Now that I have that done, I want to put something at the top. I'm just going to use this piece of lace trim that I have. Just going to glue it on the lip up here. I think this will look really pretty. Because you don't always have greenery hanging over, so you want to have, you know, a little bit more prettiness up here. Let me get this finished. Yeah, my glue gun fell down. Okay. I thought it would be pretty to use like some pink lace, but unfortunately all I have is like some really hot pink color and I didn't want to use that. So we're just going to be monochromatic on this piece instead of adding some pink. All right, let's get this finished up. I just need to trim this and get it tacked down. Now I do want to do one other thing to it. So off to the left side, I want to do just some shabbiness here. Just got some pieces of lace and I'm just going to tie it on here in a knot. Like so. I'm going to knot it one more time. Okay, and it's just going to hang off to the side, and I'm going to start cutting a few strips here because we want to make it look a little shaggy looking too. Shabby shaggy. Okay. And I'm going to make them a little bit shorter too. All right, let's cut off a little bit more here. Okay, there we go. There, I think that looks really pretty. Just gonna fix this a little bit. It needs to be tightened. There we go. All right, so there is project number 2. My last one is a mess, yes. This is like a trash to treasure because somebody would probably throw this out. Now, I got this at Hobby Lobby, oh my gosh, so many years ago, probably 15 years ago. And I loved it. You know, I always had it on my front porch. It got a little damaged. As you can see, it cracked. The bottom came off. I got rid of the bottom a long time ago. Little spigot's supposed to go here. So we're just going to take the spigot off and I'm going to get some wood glue. As you can see, the spindle up here has come off. It's seen better days. But I have an idea. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is get my wood glue here. And I've glued it and I've got it clamped. So I got to let this sit. I'm going to let this sit overnight. And then I need to fill in these little cracks here so you don't see it as much. And unfortunately, I don't have any wood filler. So I just used some spackle on there. So I think that's good enough because it's going to get painted anyway with my Swan White chalk paint. And then I'm going to use my pewter gray for the roof. So let's go ahead and get this painted up because I want to add some molding details to this. This is probably going to take a few coats of the white to cover this. And I'm going to go ahead and cover this part with the white instead of keeping it the gray that I would normally do for the roof line there. All right, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to use this Crayola Model Magic foam clay. And I'm going to be doing some molds here. Because we are going to shabby this up. And I think it will look really pretty with some ornate moldings on it. Let me just do this one really quick. I really like this foam clay. I'm going to make 2 of those. So we're just going to do one for right now. And I'm going to do this piece here really quick. Let's get that out of the way. And I do like this foam clay because I can take little pieces off and stick it in there. It's a little bit better than the paper clay. And it is more flexible if you need to put it on like a round object, something that's not flat after it has dried. It still stays flexible. Okay, and here is another piece. This is going to go on the edges of the roof line, so I got to make about 8 of these. And let's use this mold here. I can use this little one down here. It's little like half dots, half pearl like things. Let's just stick that in there. Get that pressed in. Okay. Need a little bit more there to fill it in. Okay, flip it over and pull it out. And I'm going to need quite a few of those. Those are going to go along the sides of the birdhouse. And then I want to do this much wider one because I want to place this on the roof line. So I'm probably going to have to make about 4 of these. I'm not sure how many of the other ones I'll have to make. Probably about, I don't know, 8 again. 6 to 8, not sure. Might have to make more. The back side is a little bit longer. Okay, let's get this pressed in. All right, flip it over. I'm going to push it down a little bit, and that's what that looks like. So let's see how the birdhouse turned out. Now I did go ahead and do an extra little one right there. So I have everything on here, and it's all painted, ready to go. And in between the swirls right there, I'm going to be putting some pearls. I'll be putting some pearls up top. Now I've got to take that pewter gray and I got to darken all this up here. So I'm just going to go in here with my damp paper towel dabbed into the pewter gray, and I'm going to go into all the molding details and of course all of the white that is on the birdhouse too. I'm just going to go in here and rub it all in and wipe it off a little bit. Let's get a little bit more paint here. I'm trying to darken up the moldings a little bit more so they pop out. Get some more on this side. And we'll put a little bit here on the top here so you can see how this is going to look a little bit. All right. All right, so that's how it's looking. So I'm going to finish that up, and I also have to paint that with the white. So here's how it turned out. I love the way it is. You could leave it just this way, but you know what? I got to add something else to it, especially to the roof line. It's a little plain. So I have this lace here. Look at this. This is like, it looks like roofing tiles, like for a gingerbread house. This is perfect for the roof here. Okay, and you know what? I can't believe that it pretty much perfectly fits on this roof line too. That is amazing. So I'm going to cut these off, and I'm just going to Mod Podge them on. I think that would be easier. There's no way I could hot glue these on. So we're just going to use Mod Podge here, because I can put Mod Podge on the roof line here, and then after I put the lace on, I can add more Mod Podge over the lace. Let's just get a lot of Mod Podge on here. The more the better, that's for sure. All right, I got all the Mod Podge on there, so I'm going to fit my piece on. I'm going to tap it down, rub it in. Need to add some more at the bottom here. Okay. Looks like I need to trim this piece right here. It's kind of over that little piece of molding there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get all this finished and see what it looks like. So here's how it looks. I'm just waiting for the Mod Podge to dry, but while I'm waiting, let's bling it up a little bit more with the half pearl beads. I thought I'd just stick it down the middle of the top of the roof here to the finial. Try to line it up as straight as possible here. Okay. Looks pretty. I'm going to do it to the top one also, but I want to put a little piece right there. And of course the top will get done. Alright, so here's how it turned out. I also had some smaller beads that I put around the finials too. Now I'm going to take some more of that lace trim that I used on the suitcase because it's a little plain over here. I think we got to add something else. So we're just going to hot glue this on below the molding here. There we go. I think that looks so pretty. Let's go ahead and put this one over here. Get that tacked down. Okay. Look at that. That is so gorgeous. I love it. And I'm going to put some pearls here. I'm going to hold this here. I got these big pearls here that I want to put in, like so, in between those two moldings. Okay, let's turn this around here a little bit and let's get this other lace on this side real quick. And get this little piece put on here. There we go. All right. So now I want to finish with the pearls down at the bottom. Stick that one in there. And the other one. All right. So now I got to do something with the hole. But you know what? I got these little pieces left over, and I think I want to add them up here first. Just a little bit more detail. It's a little bland up above the hole. It looks cute. All right, let's get the other one. Okay. There we go. Now we got to put the little perch in. So I have this glass knob here that I think would be, and it fits perfectly in here. Let's get some hot glue on it. Let's see if we can get that in there. Looks like I need to put a little bit on the wood part. There we go. All right, so let's check out how all the projects look. So here's the suitcase. I have this in my Shabby Chic room. This is so gorgeous. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm amazed that I was able to find some of that paper online that actually coordinated with the color of my lace trim. So pretty. All right, so let's look at the wall pocket. So I just have it hanging on this little signpost that I have right now because I haven't decided where I'm going to hang things in this room, so I don't want to necessarily put any holes in the wall. But I think this looks really pretty, and I just added a few flowers in here. Okay. Now let's check out the birdhouse. So I had to do a little display here on the dresser with a bunch of flowers. I thought this was really pretty. I love all the details, and you know what? I went ahead and added some pearls right there too. It was just a little too bare for me, so these are a little bit smaller pearls that I decided to put in there also. And it's funny, my husband said after I showed it to me, he says, let's put it out for the birds. I said, the birds aren't going to be in here. For one thing, there's no bottom. And I don't even know how they make a nest at the top one. But I said, there's no way this is going outside. This is staying in my shabby chic room. I just love all the details of this. Okay, are you ready to check out the mystery of the suitcase? Let's check it out. Yes, I did something. Isn't this cute? And I made this little pocket here. It's just some lace I had, and I just hot glued it on just at the bottom. And here I've dressed it up to make it look pretty. And the pocket is functional for lightweight items. And this suitcase is definitely going to be staying in here in my shabby chic room. Did you guess right? Well, if you know me, there was no way I was not going to do something to the inside of that suitcase. Now, all I did was paint it with a toasted poppy seed, and I didn't do anything to the bottom. That's why I didn't show it to you, because I figured if you store stuff in there, you're not going to see the bottom anyway, but you would see the lid if you want to open it up for display. Now, I thought it'd be great to use it for either holding greeting cards, photographs, or just have it as a little stationary area on top of a desk. And it's going to be staying in my shabby chic room along with that birdhouse. All right, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I could give you some ideas how to do some thrift flips or even items that you already have in your own home and make them into shabby chic. Now, don't forget to go check out Annie's video, because you don't want to miss what she did, because she does fabulous shabby chic DIYs. I get a lot of ideas from her. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.